finally back after a long period of time. If you would please join me for a meditation reading. Dissatisfaction comes from not living in accord with the truth of impermanence and interdependence. This is the first of the Four Noble Truths, dukkha. It's so nice to be back again. And I want to talk to you about at least the first Four Noble Truths. I want you to imagine going to a party or a big celebration, and everything it's just going swell. But something happens. Let's say you stub your toe, or the host or hostess cancels at the last minute. We're anticipating, this big party, and we're looking forward to seeing friends and family and just getting out there to have fun. This is the first of the Four Noble Truths, which comprises the essence of the Buddhist teaching. This first Noble Truth says that life is suffering, or dukkha. It causes difficulty. But this difficulty has a cause, but this difficulty or suffering also has an end. And it's not to be taken as a negative view, because in between the beginning of happiness to what may happen at the end, there's always enjoyment and laughter, fun in between. But it's the end result when something may happen. And it comes down to the truth that suffering life is suffering. And everything is impermanent. Situations, circumstances, all things change. And it's when that change occurs that we don't like. We want that happiness and that joy and that laughter to continue and to remain the same all the time. But the truth is that everything changes. And we suffer from these changes because of our desire or our greed. And it's also due to our ignorance. And what's the first thing when something goes wrong or it changes? The first reaction we have is anger. Why? Because that pleasure, that desire we had comes to an end. And we want the good times, we want the laughter, we want the joy to keep going and going and going. And we want more and more, that desire to continue. We never want it to end. Yet we suffer when it does stop. And we continue searching for that good time. And it is our ignorance, or just our lack of insight or wisdom of seeing the truth in our actions, in our greed, anger, and ignorance. And life will have its sufferings. No doubt about it. Life has its suffering. But it is how we see and understand that this suffering also is impermanent. And this suffering is also subject to change. And this will bring us to the second noble truth. Until next week, if you would please put your palms together in Gasho. Namo Amida, Namo Amida, Namo Amida, Namo Amida, Namo Amida. And thank you for tuning in